Welcome back to
Welcome
Sonic
back
Broken.
to Sonic Boom.
Jova, why do you,
Thanks.
Jova, why do you intend on stealing my spotlight? This is my playthrough.
This... No. I at least deserve that joke for considering how much I got shat on in the last part.
Okay.
Yes, if you recall the last part, Skype update detect.
Use secret vision to find where the shinies are buried, okay?
By the way, I should probably take this
The
opportunity to
shiny?
now...
Okay, basically what's happening now is there's a big problem here because I'm supposed to use Ava to find where the treasure is buried. The problem here is that it's a very
Money bags.
it's a very
We
specific
really are playing a DuckTales game.
It's a very specific spot, and I'm kind of me and my brother don't really know exactly the point, so we're kind of
Your brother's playing with you?
yeah. We're
I'm
playing.
surprised.
Well,
Yeah, gameplay actually looks like it's not...
Oh my god.
I know, I mean, this it looks like the game's not playing as bad as it usually does with co-op.
don't worry, we'll get to that.
I'm just astonished.
Then
Then again, I shouldn't be astonished that a game with co-op is actually playing properly.
Sure.
Especially for this game.
Then again, it's using the CryEngine, which was a pretty fucking stupid move from the beginning.
I'm playing with the classic controller Pro, the Pro controller actually, while my brother is using the Game Pass, so he's the one activating Ava to look for stuff. The problem is that, okay, the X where the treasure is somewhere on the right of sticks.
Whoa, Sonic, how did you get all the way over there all of a
There you go.
sudden?
See, notice? Did you see that X and the footprints? They're there. The problem is that it took us a while to notice because we didn't really know exactly what we were supposed to look. I don't know. The game. I think the game could have done a better job.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I got lost when I was first playing this part, like until I noticed, oh, there's footprints here.
Yeah.
But then as you later on play the game, you'll soon see footprints or whatever without using the freaking vision. It's like, oh, okay, there it is.
Indeed.
Oh yeah, that's right, Marcos is back.
Yay. Yeah, I had to
Poor
leave
guy.
the other part because my connection was being so crappy. So
We've
yeah,
all had
Like
that
Joe
problem
did
at some
yesterday.
point in our life.
Okay, let's.
Indeed.
Whoa.
Frame rate.
Okay.
What was that you were saying, Jova, about the co-op?
Well, I was expecting it to go to crap eventually. I was just surprised that it was working at all in co-op. I've never seen it actually work like that with co-op before.
Usually
We're
the
making
quality
history
gets
here.
worse. Frame rate's horrible.
Well, it's like I've never seen Sonic die randomly in the game until like 2 parts ago.
Yeah. Shira was actually trying to defend the game, but then as soon as she was trying, Sonic fell through the floor and died, so she took it back.
I'm very hesitant to say anything good anymore.
Nah, I usually just roll with the punches and take them. Tio may call it Tio may... Oh, God, I've lost it.
So basically, I decided to just move on because I assumed that maybe it was kind of an optional thing, but then I found out that it wasn't. So basically, right now, what I'm doing is I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing so I can move on to the next level, which is I have to do 4 challenges, one with each character, to activate buttons so I can open the gate. Right now I'm doing the Amy one. Because,
Really?
Because, again, I always play as Amy whenever I can because, you know, Amy's the best character in this game.
Really intricate puzzle that these citizens have apparently made.
This isn't really a puzzle.
Oh, sorry. I meant
And
like
now,
the,
and now, ladies and
platforming
gentlemen,
thing
I
to
fell.
reach the switches.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I fell and have to start all over because Amy got out of the 2D plane.
Oof.
Yeah. I guess the word I was looking for was more overly complicated plot device here. Seriously. I mean,
No, there was
like
there was apparently going to be one, but they had to cut a lot of the plot in order to meet the deadline.
there was going to be one what?
A more complicated plot. I told you. Like,
I was talking about the switches being overcomplicated plot devices. You know, the switches that you're trying to reach at this point in the game.
how exactly can switches be more than plot devices?
Yeah, I'm not understanding.
They're objects.
That was sort of me misspeaking and sort of derping on my line of speech there.
So basically,
I guess
not only
the better
did
thing is overcomplicated switches.
Anyway, back to where we were. It's...
Yeah,
I
it
apologize
follows, like,
for
the
that,
time.
derp audience.
Have we been hearing the
It
same
happens to
music
most
track
of us.
for like 2 parts?
Yeah, we have.
I
Well,
really don't like this music track.
I actually find it one of the better ones. It's quite.
Well, okay.
It's quite.
Okay,
It's quite relaxing.
I'll give it this. Atmospherically, it's nice, but I don't know. I mean, it's sort of the soundtrack that you...
It's bland and unsonicy.
That's not really it for me. For me, it's like, it would be better if like this was the sort of thing that I played for like a much shorter segment as opposed to something that takes as long as this, because you're going to be spending way long amounts of time. Maybe if it was like, for say, a pardoned off scene, or maybe a shorter game segment, I'd be more fine with it. But
Alright, so
considering how
now-
long we've been in these subworlds, no thanks.
So now it's time to split duties. I'm gonna do the Knuckles segment and push this Knuckles switch, and my brother's gonna do Sonic's segment.
Aw, so we won't get to see Sonic homing attacking the ball, because I'm gonna take a guess. That's what he's gonna do, homing attack a ball. It's
Yep.
not like that's the only thing he's been exclusive to doing. Wait, why is he trying to follow you up?
He was, he saw me and he tried to run after me, but he realized, oh no, wait, that's pointless.
I like the ring.
I'm guessing your brother isn't that familiar with Sonic then, because...
Oh, he is. He is. Well, he used to be at least. Like.
Oh yeah, but I mean,
he's one of.
come on.
He's one of. Just to give you an idea, he's one of those. Like his favorite Sonic game is Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. He's one of those.
Oh.
But
So you were saying, Marco?
But even still, though, you'd think that a guy who's a fan of Sonic Adventure 2 Battle would know that Sonic skills don't really include climbing up walls.
I'm pretty sure. I'm
Knuckles
pretty
is
sure.
model.
I'm pretty sure my brother didn't even care. Like he was just, mindlessly doing things.
He's just exploring around.
All right. So now that we're done with
Speech during this commentary, I'm sure he could have had a derp like that. But yeah, I guess to get my line of speech actually in motion, what I meant to say is that those are very overcomplicated switches. I'm not saying that they're hard or challenging. I'm just saying that they seem needlessly overcomplicated, considering as how, at best, they're just a side quest, and they really don't amount to much. They're literally just switches that you need to press to access this or that. Now, sure, it sort of is bland to just have switches all around, but if you're going to do that, at least have it so that we can get to those quickly so we can actually get back to the plot and action.
This is exactly, again, I'm in perfect agreement with some call me Johnny when it comes to hub worlds in these kind of games. I never understood the need for hub worlds in platformers, honestly.
I still think that Sonic Adventure did it right. It gave you a good stuff to do in the hub world, keep you entertained in the hub world, but it also made sure not to make the hub worlds too big.
But I could still live
Right,
but
and
I,
you could go at it really fast.
but I could still live without them, honestly. I'd rather just go from stage to stage, honestly. I don't really see the point.
In my case, I wouldn't necessarily be too frustrated if they never came back, but I would sort of like to see them back if possible.
Not to mention, most of the time, the hub worlds in Sonic games are crap.
Yeah,
Nah.
kind of like Sonic Unleashed is kind of guilty for that. HD
Sonic
version anyway.
actually, I thought Sonic Unleashed actually had some of the better hub worlds because they were small.
I actually didn't find Sonic Unleashed hub worlds nearly as fun as Sonic Adventures.
Oh yeah, Sonic Adventure has the best hub world in the Sonic games.
I know, because
By
well,
far.
yeah. I think what Sonic Adventure did best about the hub world was the fact that you had the most freedom of movement. Like you could pretty much still do what you could do in the actual
wait.
platform
How did your
levels.
adventure go? Did you swab the deck of that awful excavation? Nasty.
What are you
business,
doing
huh?
here? There's no water around
I
here.
say we avoid him. I've had my quota of crazy for today.
Oh wait, that's right. This is a needlessly big hub world, so this is technically still the beach.
Super. Let's see what Ahab wants.
Look at that
I'm
statue.
thinking, you know,
Oh, that's cool.
this lyric business is like a tornado taking on a dinghy. Makes a
what?
sailor think about the
A tornado
impossibilities
taking
in
on a
life.
dinghy.
Like your friend.
Oh god, Amy.
Tails! Heck, what's up with your animation there?
The lip syncing is...
Not really keen
Awful.
on the hot
No, Tails' soul.
It was
It
also
looks
in
like,
06 too.
Amy
It
has no
looks
soul.
roasted land
it looks like
weavers.
Tails lost his soul there for a bit.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. important
Okay,
things
at least it's
like
back
the
now,
bar.
for what it's
We
worth.
got into
Oh
a big
god, I
fight
hate
many
this challenge
times.
so much.
I'd like to drop the
Finding
Actually, don't
sculptures
worry,
for
I'm
it.
not gonna do it because honestly,
Can you
I don't really give a shit about any of these side quests.
It doesn't like I said, all of these challenges will really get you is just it's just money to buy abilities that you should be able to buy without having to get these super special things.
Where can we find
There's really nothing else to
You won't need a
unlock.
map to find this salamander.
Pretty much.
Mostly because I have no idea.
Whoa!
And those new abilities aren't really anything.
The lighting radically changed.
Again. Isn't this like the
Skip
third
to
time?
actual progress.
So yeah, now that basically I spent like a whole half hour looking for whatever the hell I was supposed to do. Turns out I don't have to find Styx's shinies. So fuck that.
Why
That's
were we
just-
even doing that?
Don't worry, it doesn't really matter. Like all she does is, oh, thank you, bye, and then
I know
Styx-
that,
and then Styx is gone for the game altogether.
I know that. I was just wondering why you were doing that in particular.
I was looking for whatever the hell I was supposed to be doing. There, gate open. Good. This so much time wasted. Why couldn't this gate just be open by default? This is exactly why I don't like
Is
hub
that
worlds.
easy?
This is exactly why I don't like hub worlds and platformers. All they do is, you know, just get me from stage to stage.
Again, Sonic Adventure actually knew how to do it right.
I don't care. The levels are, they still break the
But you
pace
can't
between
really
levels.
say that you can't really say that all hub worlds are really guilty of that.
I don't like hub worlds because honestly, hub worlds are much better in RPGs or adventure games or sort of like that. Not for platformers. With platformers, I just want to move from stage to stage. I don't care about hub worlds.
I feel that
like
hub
hub
worlds
worlds.
can actually be pulled off in platformers. I actually kind of like how unique it feels when you actually have them in platformers for the rare moment of time.
Like even I
Oh
love.
my god, this soundtrack! This has got to be one of the weirdest box beat soundtracks.
I love
It's
Nintendo.
just weird. Just feel like it's trying to combine calm and serene with actiony a little too much.
Anyone else
I love
concerned
Nintendo
we're next to a
64 era
volcano?
platformers, but one thing that one thing I don't like about is the overly large hub worlds.
Whoa!
Yeah, I just gotta
I never really felt they were overly too large because, like, well, I thought like, well, the character's speed managed to often complement it just fine. Then again, I did play Mario 64 on the Nintendo DS, so maybe it was different on the actual N64.
No, on the N64, the hub worlds were exactly the same,
Like,
and
for
that's
example,
the only N64 game I ever played.
It's like, for example,
Huh.
I love Donkey Kong 64. It's actually one of my favorite video games of all time, but the hub worlds are so fucking large for no reason.
I got this.
I feel that as long as you have a character with good enough speed,
Well, but
big
that's the
enough
thing.
hub-
But that's the thing. The Kongs are not speed. That's the thing. That's the problem.
And again, I
Anyway.
haven't really played Donkey Kong 64, so I guess I don't really know about that
The
one.
best
But
hub worlds in the Sonic series are probably from Unleashed.
Okay, let's just drop the hub world conversation and actually talk about what's going on screen.
Dangerous.
Yeah, I
Hey,
actually wanna talk
hey guys,
about
guess what? There's boost pads.
Watch out!
the soundtrack?
Yeah.
There, great job.
Okay, go ahead, Marcos.
Alright, I wanted to talk about the speed section, and it's ironic that, you know, I see Amy on the screen, because when I was doing this specific run section, I played as Amy, and I was recording, you know, as a blind Let's Play for the first time ever.
Since when did you start
What the
saying
heck?
girl power?
Anyways,
I always
as
Good
I was saying...
question, Professor.
Girl power?
Oh, God. Hey,
No idea.
Honestly, why
section.
is Amy saying girl power all of a sudden? I just don't get it.
Because she's a strong female character,
She's got 90s
as
girl
the
group
writers
syndrome.
of PRB said. Find the radiant crystal. Well, will you make up your minds about these crystals? Weren't they just supposed to be called chaos crystals?
No, but each one has
There
a
was a
different
Radiant
name.
Emerald too.
But each one is a different name. Or something.
up ahead.
Let's hydro dash.
That always confused me when I collected them. It's like, are these emeralds supposed to be different?
To the left.
I want Rocky Road ice cream.
Ugh.
How the heck could she eat Rocky with ice cream if she's in a... No, never mind.
It's funny because
Because they're jellyfish, I
Do you know
guess?
where it
it's
is?
funny because jellyfish apparently eat rocks. I don't get this.
Aw, you didn't get the knuckles getting humped glitch.
You mean where he was...
That glitch is actually really hard, kind of hard to pull off if you don't know exactly how to do it. Anyway.
But this glitch isn't.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I guess it isn't a glitch. It's
Actually,
just
Look at that shadow.
Actually, this
Frame
isn't a
rate
glitch,
going on.
technically, because it happens all the time,
The
every
only good
time.
thing
I
about
know.
more enemies is
That's
I
why
can
I corrected
destroy
myself.
more enemies.
Saying that it's really idiotic planning.
No, they're not, Tails. In fact,
No change of music whatsoever.
Don't you just love the sound effects of the ship?
Lyrics
You know, when you came in?
Lyrics goons, they're attacking. Where? I don't see anyone.
How do you know that's lyrics ship or whatever?
Hold on. It's gonna clip out. Yeah, there you go.
Bye.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the diabolical
watch your
thread of
step.
lyric. Clipping in and out.
Exactly.
But
And
yeah.
my
I
brother.
really
What were we
hope
talking-
the next game is
3.
better.
Oh yeah.
I have faith that it will be.
You just wanted to
Because
show off the
it's
Dragon
Madison.
effect again, didn't you?
That'll do it. I see
Honestly,
a
at this
zip
point, I have no faith in Sonic because Sega Clo doesn't give a shit about quality at this point. Like, it's a brand, they're gonna milk it.
Pedro was yeah. Then again, this was BRB, and while Sega does like to milk Sonic, even they have standards compared to this ever since 06.
Honestly, Jova, after this, and
I think if Sonic Team were left to their own devices without Sega looming over them constantly, they might be able to do something.
Agreed. And I will say, Sonic Team has never, ever done something as bad as this.
Sonic Team are
BRB
perfectly
is doing.
capable. I mean, there must be
actually,
something
they've made
on
Sonic
that
06, Jova.
Sega looming.
gonna say
Sonic
Sonic
06 is
06.
better than this. Yes, I said it.
I'm gonna
No,
disagree with
I
you,
don't-
sir, because this game is
06
playable. 06 ain't playable.
Mm,
There are more
06
glitches in 06 than in this game.
I find both games to be about on equal.
Okay,
equals,
okay. Then
Because
let me reword it.
Sonic
I find
06 is better in
06
some
has-
parts. Rise of Lyric is better in some parts. It depends.
One thing we can all agree on is that Sonic 06 has by far the better soundtrack.
Oh yes, hands down.
Yeah, agreed. I mean,
We should invest
okay, I
in
will
it
say
this
this
way.
Sonic 06 may have some worse things, and it may be technically worse, but I still feel that Sonic 06 has more redeeming qualities still. For one thing, there's actually a sense of effort in some cases, and you actually can see that some people legitimately got screwed over in some rights. BRB, however, was sort of doing this on the start when they put this game for CryEngine. For one thing, two, half the people had left in the middle. Now,
I think
sure, some
they
people
got laid off or fired.
now, sure, some people left from Sonic 06, but that was a case of, like, Yuji Naka sort of, well,
Because he left.
you know, doing
the game.
the pro thing. BRB, we have no idea why. Not to mention the fact that, like, well, there wasn't nearly as much lies told with Sonic 06's development as there was with this game. I mean, seriously. And also, furthermore, while Sonic 06 always does get me angry for lack of effort, this feels even worse because you're literally taking a game not even meant for this. You're trying to pawn it off as something new and eccentric when really it's just something that the LEGO games have done better. I mean, yes, I know it's a licensed tie-in game, and yes, I actually have a source to prove that. This is a licensed tie-in game to the show, but that doesn't excuse it. They literally... it's like they're trying to use that excuse. And like I said before, Sonic Team wasn't really involved in this one, so I still have faith in the next game. BRB, on the other hand, sorry guys, but hey...
Like to run away.
you clearly don't have what you had when you made Crash Bandicoot, if you were even around when you did it.
I'd rather play Sonic Cross World than this.
Oh,
That's saying something.
hands down, I love Sonic Lost World, actually.
Hey,
But yeah,
Lost
even
World.
if I had to
Rings are us.
Lost World does have its problems, but it does still have a good idea for a new gameplay. I still think that if they're
the
not
bridge,
going to
everyone.
combine
Okay, let's go.
that and the boost formula, though, I wouldn't mind them actually having two Sonic series side by side, one with a boost gameplay and one that builds on the Lost World gameplay, and then just keep that it.
Got it.
Yes, divide the fan base even more. Yeah.
Well, sure, the fan base may be divided, but at least they'll still have games coming out for those sections of the fan base.
Sure, but at the same time, I think that's kind of asking too much.
Well, I just want Sonic.
I'm just saying.
I just want
pointing it out.
I just want the Sonic series to be consistent. That's all I want. Just pick a formula and stick with it. No two formulas, not three formulas.
Know
Just
what
pick,
you want to be.
Just pick what. Just choose what you want to be and fucking stick with it. I'm sick of having to get used to a new gameplay style every game.
And this is why I think Lost World may be finally the ticket, because it has that sort of universal game feel. It has the 3D motion, but also the parkour thing, which could lead to unlimited possibilities with the parkour. If Sega can just stick with that, while also adding in a bit of the speed and maybe some of the elements from the boost formula, boom! There's your Sonic gameplay.
So what if?
As for Knuckles'
but yeah, we have to remember that because what if Sonic Team decides to try a new gameplay style because of Lost World's meh reception at best?
I always say this, there was Unleashed had just as much a meh reception, if not even more. I still don't. That's why I don't think that they'll necessarily throw this out in the trash. Not to mention that technically Lost World still has its fair share of actual popular reception. I mean, heck, it did get
reception.
Well, it did get
I
more
liked
positive
it.
reception.
That's something.
More positive reception than.
Then what?
I mean, huh?
I'm sorry, you kind of broke up when you said better than something.
Here we go.
What I said is that, well, technically, and by factual standards, Lost World does actually have more positive reception than negative reception, garnering it. At most, the most it has mixed reception, but the positive reception comes in second. I mean, and really, you have to admit, Lost World isn't really that
Amy's
bad.
speeder's like taking
It's-
the floor right now.
And let's be fair, Lost World is, at worst, meh, and it's still really a solid game. There's nothing really that much wrong with it.
Yes, there
there's
is,
some
but
stupid
fine.
design.
Oh,
but
the story, its art style, it's somewhat of its gameplay.
I was speaking gameplay-wise,
Level doesn't-
really. Sort of like...
Any level in Sonic Lost World that is not Windy Hill, or even
non-Green Hill Zone?
or even some of Desert Ruins is incompetently designed, full of baffling design choices that make the game incredibly frustrating.
I
That Lost World had
think,
disappointed music as well.
Go Sonic.
I think it may maybe seem a bit baffling to you, Pedro, because, remember, it also makes use of the parkour system a bit more, so, yeah, the level design is going to be rather different from your typical Sonic game, since, you can actually use the
It's not
walls a
because
lot.
it's different. It's just because it's
I'm
incompetently
not
designed
saying-
and fails to do what it sets out to do. The parkour
I
system
wouldn't
is
say it
terrible.
fails to do
Terrible.
what it sets out to do.
The parkour system in Lost
I
World
wouldn't-
is terrible.
nah.
So
I
many
think you're kind of
times have I
exaggerating
tried. So
there.
many times have I tried to jump from wall to wall and failed and fallen without knowing why. Maybe probably because the game doesn't explain to me how the hell it works. To this day,
what?
I
I'm
still
gonna agree with you, Pedro.
to this day I still have no idea how the parkour system works.
Oh.
Was
Well,
that
I'm gonna
one of
agree
those-
with you one thing, Pedro, about the parkour system in that game.
Like
Yeah,
for
they
example,
never teach you how to-
for example, Joba, there's one particular part of our Lost World playthrough where I try to parkour and then Sonic just falls for no reason mid parkour. You explain that to me. How is that well designed?
Apparently it's momentum, but yeah, that is sort of Sega over-exaggerating the need for momentum, because apparently you have to make sure to keep up your momentum. So apparently if you jump at the exact wrong split second, you will fall. Yeah, that was rather dumb, but it kind of is legitimate to the game's programming.
Pedro, I'm gonna ask you something. Are you lost in this
So
level?
yeah, it is...
Yeah,
I guess you could say it is overcomplicated, but it is still
we were
somewhat
supposed
solid.
we were supposed to break that second wall to put on the second glitch, and we didn't notice that, so we kind of spent a while looking for it. So I added that back to when we actually made progress.
I don't blame you, because this happened to me. Like I said, while I was recording my gameplay for the first time playing this game, I got fucking lost. I had no idea where to go. I was talking to Deji about this, and he was laughing because
Yeah, this game does really
I
bad.
got stuck.
Yeah, for a game this game that has no idea how to.
Alright, back to talking about Boom.
This game has no idea how. We're talking about Boom, but okay. This game.
Oh, I was just saying,
This
you were sort of
game.
getting railed Lost
This
World,
game,
but yeah.
this game tries to have exploration be a major part of it. The problem is that the people who design these levels have no idea how exploration in video games is supposed to work. Like, They just dump us into these huge fields without any recognizable landmarks and no clear structure. It's just, you know.
Yeah, that is a major problem. There's also another issue that there's, like I said before, there's not really much to do with the exploration.
Yeah, a lot of, like, for example, like, this game actually shares a lot in common.
I think it was in part 2.
This game shares
like,
a lot
where
in
we went
common.
to a speed section, and it turned out that...
This game shares a lot in common with the very first Zelda game, the NES first Zelda game, because that game suffered from pretty much the exact same problems. The difference being, of course, is that Zelda was one of the first games to ever even try something like that, so it has that excuse.
So it has an excuse, yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the game aged like crap, but at the very least it has the excuse of it being the first one of its kind. This one... no.
Yeah, that reminds me of another thing. That is also sort of the case with games like...
And now here we see, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to see my brother go look for a crown. Basically, my brother was like, oh, wait, there's a crown there, I'm going to get it. And
what is the point? Fine.
You see, my brother,
and he found it.
my brother grew up playing collectathon platformers, so when he sees a collectible, he goes for it like it's his instant.
Oh, I've so got to see you tricking him into playing Time and Eternity then. He'd probably go mad having to collect everything in that game.
But what do you mean?
Clearly he hasn't played Sonic.
You mean the something 4?
No, not just that, but technically, the things you get from the side quest, especially
the only side quest in Time and Eternity that is worth doing is the shower one. Aside from that,
what I'm saying is, like, well, in my experience, people who are also, completionists and collectathonists tend to count side quests as something.
I don't mean completionist. I never meant that completionist. I mean collectathon platformers.
And aren't there technically like the artworks that you can unlock and collect in the game in Time and Eternity? You remember how you showed us the gallery?
Look what I found.
Yeah, whatever.
Got 'em all!
So yeah, he technically would have to do some of the side quests for those.
Let's collect our crystal and get out of here.
Then again, is it really?
It's a different thing with RPGs.
Then again, I'm guessing that your brother's more like, sort of the guy who just, if he sees it, as opposed to he knows about it.
Exactly. Thank you. Okay, so basically what's happening right now in this particular section is I'm trying to get myself killed so I can try to activate a glitch where it's possible to be out of the force field and permanently stuck. You might have seen that on YouTube. So I'm trying to activate it here, but I'm failing. I'm not gonna succeed. Basically what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to get myself killed.
Sometimes the best glitches are always the unintentionally found.
True, but, can't blame me for trying. Shiroi, are you holding
My
up
God,
there?
is this
I'm
music
holding up.
unfitting? How surreal
I
is
hate
it?
those enemies.
I think we're in Sonic Pocket Adventure all of a sudden with how unfitting the music is.
Yeah,
Actually,
for-
never
for-
mind.
for
I
a
take
game-
that back.
for-
Sonic
yeah,
Pocket Adventure was...
The game focuses so much on combat, and the problem is that the combat sucks balls, and this is one of the main reasons. These enemies becoming, shiny blue and shit like that, and because of that we have to... It's not... there's no actual strategy. I mean, all we're gonna do is, oh, he's shiny now, so I have to wait a bit.
Just gotta wait until he stops glowing.
All it does is pad out the combat even further.
And further.
It doesn't add any actual depth. The people who made this game, which is the people who made you can argue that Jak and Daxter's combat was also very simple, but Jak and Daxter's focus wasn't exactly the combat. It was more about the exploration, the adventure, the story, and all that shit. With this, they try to make combat as the focus, and it doesn't work.
Yeah, that's sort of one of the other things I say when people try to say that Sonic Lost World is better than this. Sonic Lost World also was the first of its kind.
I don't think anyone is saying that this game is worse than Sonic Lost World. I don't think.
Scan the internet.
It is.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised there are some people.
I don't think anyone is saying that this game is better than Sonic Lost World. Even I don't.
You
think-
haven't seen Brain
Hell no.
Scratch Comms, have
We
you?
rock.
Oh, but that's Ted. Ted is
Ted's
Ted's a moron. Like, who cares?
Ted has opinions.
We apologize, Ted, if we insulted you.
Dumb. No, yeah, he has
love
opinions. Really dumb ones, but yeah. No, I'm sorry.
They're all great. They're all
elaborate.
great.
No, I'm
If you
sorry.
ever see
No,
this.
no, I'm sorry. There's having a different opinions, and then there's just being plain wrong. And with someone who says that this game is better than Lost World is just plain wrong. I'm sorry. It's no. It's like if I came back to you and said, "Hey, you know what? This pile of crap smells a lot better than those roses." Like, no, that's that's just you're mentally insane for saying that. I'm sorry. That's just no. Anyway,
Wow, another long loading screen.
well, it wouldn't be the new Sonic 06 if it didn't have long loading times.